Yehovah, please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself. And you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold. Nail, behold. Exodus chapter 23. You are not to repeat false rumors. Do not join hands with the wicked by offering perjured testimony. Do not follow the crowd when it does what is wrong. And don't allow the popular view to sway you into offering testimony for any cause if the effect will be to pervert justice. On the other hand, don't favor a person's lawsuit simply because he is poor. If you come upon your enemy's ox or donkey straying, you must return it to him. If you see the donkey which belongs to someone who hates you, lying down helpless under its load, you are not to pass by him, but to go and help him free it. Do not deny anyone justice in his lawsuit simply because he is poor. Keep away from fraud, and do not cause the death of the innocent and righteous. For I will not justify the wicked. You are not to receive a bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of the righteous. You are not to oppress a foreigner, for you know how a foreigner feels, since you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. For 6 years you are to sow your land with seed and gather in its harvest. But the 7th year you are to let it rest and lie fallow, so that the poor among your people can eat, and what they leave the wild animals in the countryside can eat. Do the same with your vineyard and olive grove. For 6 days you are to work, but on the 7th day you are to rest, so that your ox and donkey can rest, so that your slave girl's son and the foreigner be renewed. Pay attention to everything I have said to you. Do not invoke the names of other gods or even let them be heard crossing your lips. 3 times a year you are to observe a festival for me. Keep the festival of matzah. For 7 days, as I ordered you, you are to eat matzah in the time determined in the month of Aviv. For it was in the month that you left Egypt. Not one is to appear before me empty-handed. Next, the festival of harvest, the first fruits of your efforts sowing in the field. And last, the festival of ingathering, at the end of the year, when you gather in from the fields the results of your efforts. 3 times a year all your men are to appear before the Lord Yehovah. You are not to offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, nor is the fat of my festival to remain all night until morning. You are to bring the best first fruits of your land into the house of Yehovah your God. You are not to boil a young animal in its mother's milk. I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you on the way and bring you to the place I have prepared. Pay attention to him. Listen to what he says, and do not rebel against him, because he will not forgive any wrongdoing of yours, since my name resides in him. But if you listen to what he says and do everything I tell you, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and a foe to your foes. When my angel goes ahead of you and brings you the Emori, Hitti, Prizi, Kanani, Hivi, Uvisi, I will make an end of them. You are not to worship their gods, serve them, or follow their practices. Rather, you are to demolish them completely and smash their standing stones to pieces. You are to serve Yehovah your God. He will bless you, your food and water. I will take sickness away from among you. In your land your women will not miscarry or be barren, and you will live out the full span of your lives. I will send terror of me ahead of you, throwing into confusion all the people to whom you come. And I will make all your enemies turn their backs on you. And I will send hornets ahead of you to drive out the Hivi, Canaanite, Hittite from before you. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, which you would cause the land to become desolate and the wild animals too many for you. I will drive them out from before you gradually until you have grown in number and can take possession of the land. I will set your boundaries from the Sea of Soph to the Sea of the Plishtim, and from the desert of the Euphrates River. So I will hand the inhabitants of the land over to you, and you will drive them out from before you. You are not to make a covenant with them or with their gods. They will not live in your land, otherwise they will make you sin against me by ensnaring you to serve their gods. How can we love our Creator after reading Exodus 23? Learned some great wisdom. We can speak truthfully, follow the written commands of Yehovah, uphold justice, return others' property no matter whose property it is, help others even if they hate you, uphold truth, choose life, fight for the righteous, empathize with the foreigner, give the land rest every 7 years, give to the poor and needy, practice Shabbat for the purpose of being renewed. Speak only the names of Elohim Yehovah, no others. Pay attention to Yehovah. Observe the festival of Matzah, the festival of harvest, the festival of ingathering. This is when we are called to appear before Yehovah. Give your first fruits to Yehovah. Trust that Yehovah is sending his angel ahead of us to guard us. Pay attention to this angel. This angel has the power to forgive. This angel has the name of Yehovah residing in him. Therefore, listen to this angel and do everything Yehovah says to do. Yehovah will fight our battles. Worship Yehovah alone. Serve Yehovah alone. Follow Yehovah wholeheartedly. Trust that Yehovah will bless his obedient children with food and water. Trust that Yehovah will keep us healthy. Make a covenant only with Yehovah and no other gods. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can teach others how to be renewed weekly and when Yehovah expects his children to appear before him. Bear one another's burdens. We can trust in the words of Yehovah by living them out and teaching them. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. End in this Friday night Shabbat with an Aaronic blessing. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide for you love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shabbat Shalom.